a person brought in a poker set at school. I basically played a little bit.
You can play poker in school?
It's not sitting at a casino, gambling for hours and hours, losing everything. Poker really taught me in all aspects of my life. It removed all limitations in my brain. This is exactly what we need to continue growing the community, especially in Thailand, and to move towards legalization.
สวัสดีครับคุณผู้ชมครับวันนี้เทน่าตัก Talk Exclusive นะฮะจะพาคุณผู้ชมมาพูดคุยกันกับนักโป๊กเกอร์ระดับโลกซึ่งผมตื่นเต้นมากครับเพราะว่าคนนี้เนี่ยเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญด้านการเล่นช็อตเด็กเลยนะครับแล้วก็มีแฟนในเมืองไทยอยู่ไม่น้อยเลยทีเดียวกวาดรางวัลระดับโลกมาไม่ว่าจะเป็นทัวร์นาเมนต์อย่างไตรตันหรือว่า WSOP นี่คือโอกาสดีที่เราจะได้พูดคุยกับเขาครับเขาชื่อว่าไมเคิลแซงแต่ว่าเมื่อสักครู่นี้ผมไปถามเขาแล้วว่าเฮ้ยยูนามสกุลยูออกเสียงยังไงเขาบอกมาว่าไมเคิลยากกว่าเดิมเองครับผมเลยขอเรียกเขาไมเคิลเฉยๆกันแล้วกันไปพบกับไมเคิลครับ So hello Michael.
Hello, nice to meet you.
My name is Ted and we are from Tena Tak channel, which is only official poker media for poker lover. So thank you for coming to this interview.
Oh, no worries. I'd love to help. It's quite important for me to spread, to help the poker community and help it spread. So
great. So you might not know that you have a huge fan in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, so could you say something to the fan in Thailand?
Oh, thank you. I didn't know I had fans in Thailand, but you have a very beautiful country, and I actually live in Thailand because of the people. To be honest, they are very kind, and it's part of the reason why I live there. So it means a lot to me.
So let's start with the poker. How do you start playing poker?
So how did I start? So I got very lucky actually. I started off when I was like a person brought in a poker set at school, and I basically played a little bit, and I had a friend who was older than me. I played competitive chess as a kid, and with him he actually already played competitive poker. So he told me to do this quiz online. I got my free $50. I actually played underage. I made up some money, and yeah, as soon as I went to university, I just played non-stop. I was obsessed. It replaced video games, and I was just so fascinated.
Wow, that's interesting because you just mentioned that your friend bring the poker set to the school.
Yes.
You can play poker in the school?
Oh no, we were hiding in the top floor in the corner.
Okay.
And it wasn't allowed, but that's how I first got introduced to it, and I had a passion for it immediately. I knew it.
Because if you play poker in the school, I would like to go to that school.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what do you find, what's your love in poker?
What do I love about poker?
Yeah.
I really like the community aspect to it. Okay. No matter, there's not many of us in the world, but no matter where you go in the world, there's just a bunch of you, and you all have a similar mindset. It's nice. We all have this kind of competitive nature, so even if it's not poker, we're doing it in sports, or we're doing all sorts of things. I really like that about poker, and it's really nice for that.
That's one interesting thing I found in the poker community, because when you hang out before the competition, you're all friendly, you talk, like you share your experience.
Yes.
But on the table, like everybody is your competitor.
Yeah, it takes time to adjust to that. At the beginning, it's like, okay, taking money off friends, and then we realize it's just pure business. It's just the competitive nature of it, and it's really nice to be able to separate that and just be, and like you said, like go back to normal. Maybe in other professions, people are like too competitive and they can't be friends. But in poker, we're all kind of friends. So that's why I say community. It's really nice in that way.
So what is important thing you learn from playing poker then?
I learned that with persistence, you can achieve anything.
Persistence.
Yeah, with persistence, hard work, and passion. And to really succeed at something, you really need passion for it, and you really need discipline and hard work. And for me, before poker, I didn't have something where I really excelled at. I had a few things, But poker really taught me in all aspects of my life. If I work hard and really care about what I do, then I can become the best or become the top. So it removed all limitations in my brain.
Poker is like a kind of a new thing in Thailand.
Yes,
and,
it is.
And it's still illegal in Thailand to play
Yes.
poker. Could you please tell us the good things about poker? Because for some people, poker is just a gamble. You don't
Yes.
want to mess with that, but
Exactly. It's just like my parents are the same. It's like with all the generations, they think that poker is gambling. All of this.
Yeah.
It's just a game like any other, right?
yes.
It's just, if someone said, "Oh, I'm gonna go play card games with someone," they wouldn't say anything about it. But because it's poker, they have these movies, everything. It has a negative connotation, but it's actually, I think you need to experience it. If people came and experienced it, give it a shot, they would see what it really is. It's not sitting at a casino, like playing, like gambling for hours and hours, losing everything. It's simply you buy in your entry. And how different is it to, let's say, going to the cinema and spending $20? You spend $20 on a tournament, it's entertainment.
Okay.
And this way you socialize, and I think every country should have it. Like, I'd imagine Thailand is moving towards legalizing it as well, so it's,
Yes.
So,
I hope so.
yeah, I think so too.
So talking about Thailand, since you are experienced poker player, do you think Thailand is a good destination for poker tournament?
I think it's great. I think it's, you can see it on all of these poker stops. Every few months there's like, okay, there's one stop with 10 Thailand players, 20, 30, 40. Is growing in popularity because they're coming here and they're seeing what it's about.
Okay.
And this is exactly what we need to continue growing the community, especially in Thailand, and to move towards legalization. So I think it would be great.
Okay. So in your opinion, what is the criteria for perfect location for poker tournament?
The whole of Thailand is kind of suitable. It's a beautiful place. People can come on holiday as well as play poker.
Yes.
So you get to compete and at the same time do that. Sometimes in a cold country it's not as enjoyable. So the whole of Thailand is pretty suitable, to be honest.
You live in Phuket right now,
Yes,
right?
I live in Phuket. Yeah.
Is Phuket
I think it would be great. I would say, like, more businessmen go there, and things are a bit more expensive. More people could maybe buy into it. Like Bangkok and Phuket, I think would be the two best locations by far.
Great. For the newbies like me, do you have some suggestion to getting into the poker tournament? What should I do? What should I prepare?
Be very vulnerable in your questions. Make sure to ask lots of questions to people that you know, because as my teacher once told me, you are the sum of the 5 people around you. So surround yourself by good players and talk to them, ask questions, and really take in their advice. Don't just, if they give you a piece of advice, really hang on it, write it down, think about it, and really understand the concepts. Like someone, for example, let's say someone says to you, "Oh, I think you should bet quarter pot in this spot," and then you write it down and you think, "Why would they do this?" And then you ask another, and then when you go to the next stage and like, "Oh, maybe it's because of this," you ask another person a question.
Okay.
And when you ask, every time you ask a question, it solidifies it in your brain, and you never forget. There are some things like where one person says one thing for me 8 years ago, never forgot it ever since, and it's just, it compounds into success, I would say.
Exactly, because this is my second tournament and I just realized that each position on the table has the name.
Yes.
And it's the first time that I remember those, name of the position, like UTG, UTG1, hijack, low jack, cut off, and then button, small blind, big blind.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
So what is your favorite position?
Well, it's got to be the button. It's got to be the button.
Why?
You get to play in position. In position is much more fun. You get to see at all times how they react first, because they act first.
Yes,
so from there you get information, and what more fun is to play with information, right?
Okay, so this is kind of like too easy question. Then I will cut the button out of the choice. So which is your
The funny
best?
thing is the big blind is the worst position, but I enjoy it the most because from the big blind I get to play a lot of hands because when they raise, I get to call, and I like playing hands.
I see. Okay. So this tournament, I try to get into those side events
Yes.
with a interesting name.
Yes.
So can you give me some tips for those side events?
For the side events, what would I give? Patience is a big key.
Okay.
And learning from your mistakes. If you have any doubts in your mind about a situation that you played, write it down and contemplate it later. There's not enough time in the moment, and the whole point is that if you make mistakes, it's completely fine. It's whether you learn from them or not.
Okay. So different events, different rules, different strategy, right?
Yeah.
So like tomorrow, I will play NLH Turbo.
Yes.
What is the good strategy for playing Turbo?
Turbo, you gotta study. You gotta learn the ranges. In a turbo, the average stack will be very shallow. So in this strategy, you need to be going all in more often than let's say the high roller where it's deeper.
Okay.
So in this, you really need to understand where to go all in and where to raise. You would lose a lot of money if you had 15 big blinds and you open raise a hand that should be going all in. These can be quite big mistakes. So learning the ranges to go all in is very important.
How about the monster stack, which might be like a really deep stack, right?
Monster stack. So yeah, then in that case, then I would say because it's got a lot of players, people generally play looser because they all want to look for the first prize. So I would advise playing on the tighter side.
Okay.
But choosing your spots wisely, because in these situations, you can see at the table who is scared money, who isn't scared money, and play your opponent in these situations, because you have a very vast variety of opponents in these fields. So
another game that I really love is a bounty game. So what is the good strategy for the bounty game?
The bounty game?
Yeah.
The bounty game is pure mathematics. Like I studied mathematics at university, and you have to understand what the bounty is worth in terms of chips.
Okay.
And then add the chips into the pot, and then work out what new odds you have. For example, someone goes all in, you call. You're in your head, you're like, I need to be 30% to call. But then there's a bounty on top. Oh, maybe I need to be 35% to call. And then through that, you understand, you take some equity, you take some calculators, you figure out how your hand does versus all the hands you could possibly have. And that's how you would adapt.
Cool. I'm gonna win all those side events.
Of course. And you can ask me any questions. And that's how you're gonna learn.
So thank you very much for your time today.
No problem.
And have a good run for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. I hope you too.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
No problem.
และนั่นก็คือไมเคิลแซงหรือว่าไมเคิลเชอร์นะฮะไม่น่าเชื่อฮะทั้งที่เขาเป็นนักโป๊กเกอร์ระดับโลกแต่ว่าดูเป็นกันเองและดูรีแลกซ์มากเลยก็สมแล้วครับที่เขาเลือกที่จะมาพักอาศัยอยู่ในเมืองไทยตอนนี้อยู่ที่ภูเก็ตนะฮะใครที่อยากจะไปเรียนโป๊กเกอร์ลองแวะผ่านไปทางหาดราวัยบ้านเขาอยู่แถวนั้นนะฮะแต่ผมไม่รู้หลังไหนเหมือนกันถ้าสนใจข้อมูลข่าวสารทิปส์และก็ทริคทางด้านโป๊กเกอร์แล้วก็การสัมภาษณ์แบบ Exclusive แบบนี้นะครับติดตามได้ทางเทหน้าตักทุกช่องทางและเจอกันใหม่ในตอนต่อไปสวัสดีครับ